But okie dokie. Starting off again from the top. What do we wish? What do we wish to do? I might just do a Gnoll Wanderer. Have some fun with that. Let's see. Roll the dice and see what we get. I'm also really bad at coming up with common names that start with N that aren't the handful that we've already used previously. Because for anyone who hasn't seen any of our previous Gnoll runs, we have a very simple naming convention that we follow. And we will be Natasha. Perfect. Let's jump in. Starting with Spear is actually pretty dang solid. 2.3 polearms, a decent amount of dodging training. We have some spell casting as well. Do I know anything? Oh, I do know Sting. How about that? And we have Ignite Poison in our selection as well. That's very interesting. If I can survive past the very first band of enemies we encounter, just barely. Perfect. We do also have a blinking scroll starting in our inventory, so that is wonderful in its own right. Holy moly, that is a large group of individuals. Well, we'll see if we're able to mulch our way through. Fantastic. Very happy we went back to the corridor there. I never could have dreamed just how many little popcorn buddies would come out of the woodwork, but that's fine. Perhaps my good karma from letting Natasha live will be paid back on Natasha now. Very true. If only the denizens of the dungeon can show the same, restraint and respect that we send their way, then maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. Okay, and where do we want to throw our experience? I mean, there's no guarantee we'll have decent selection of spells. We do already have Ignite Poison. Level 4 spells aren't too absurd to have an expectation they'll be online in a 3-rune Gnoll game. Especially if we get Ash and we can, throw some of our curses that direction. I think I will go Intelligence. Oh, we didn't do any of our starting run routine here. Who knows what we've been leaving on the table so far. So let's get a bunch of that set up, and of course I'll just get the seed because, again, if our karma is looking up here, then maybe, just maybe, this time for real, unlike all the other times that I've lied to all of you folks, this time for real, this will be the God Seed. I'm talking 7 acquirement scrolls before D8. Let's do it. Play enough and odds are we'll eventually get that lucky, right? One just has to hope and dream, I guess. But keeping an eye out for any early artifacts. Of course, that's a big part about playing a Gnoll character, is that you want to be on your toes and happy to adjust dynamically to anything you come across. Got distracted a little bit there because the one kind of through line of today, the main theme, seems to be protection from fire rings. Every single run has found one in the early dungeon, and in fact it's been the very first ring that we found, I think, on every one of the ones that we've done today. Oof. Death by Quokka. Please no. Sir, if you could chill. Okay. Take you upstairs at least, and then... Oh, I quivered the wand of roots. That explains it. I was very confused there for the briefest of moments. There we go. We're able to heal up. And hopefully this time around, it's a bit smoother against just the ribbon worm. Fantastic. Oh, me oh my. Well, we shall see if we get fortunate enough to run across Ash. I have my fingers crossed. we're hoping against hope that that is the case. So that's definitely the approach that I'd like to take here. We'll stick with our spear for now. That war axe is always slightly tempting to swap onto, but I find that spears are one of my favorite weapons to use when you have 0 training, because it does all right for itself. Ooh. And do you know what else does all right for itself? A bit of protection ring action. Fantastic. And Jivia, Wujian, or Che. Oh, if we hadn't already done our Jivia run, this would have been a godlike altar. I want Che, Briados, or Wujian. I don't think enough to risk coming across a start that we've already completed, so for the moment, we'll just keep on keeping on. Beautiful. Was there anything there that we'd want to take a better look at? Does not seem to be the case. Okay, and now we see the complete opposite, where we're fighting against even a basic enemy and struggling immensely. That's nice. But I will swap over to the trident, give ourselves a little bit of extra wombo combo here. And again, just looking for our first artifact, because that will hopefully set the pace for the rest of the run. Oh, Robin. Should have known better than to mess with us. Fantastic. We'll definitely throw that helmet on. I mean, we're looking knightly, if nothing else here, early on. Perfect. And let's actually take a peek into our spellbook. Ignite Poison is finally starting to increment down. I guess that's even in our fairly heavy armor. So not too bad whatsoever. In fact, at some point, probably in a little while yet, we'll be doing a bit of testing to see if we can maybe take off our armor or switch to something lighter and pivot this into a bit more of a hybrid, if not complete, spellcaster approach. But you never really know how the Gnoll runs are gonna fare, so... Oof. I have a sneaking suspicion of how our Gnoll run would fare fighting against a bear, though. Oh, and this gosh darn ball python manages to constrict us enough to prevent the escape multiple times. Yikes. Well, I'm gonna blink then, and let's just take you upstairs, my orcan pal. Oh, yikes. Well, let's try this again. Perfect. That goes much more as expected. And holy... Nope. Grinder, not today. Unfortunately. You are pretty dang scary, my friend. I mean, doubly unfortunately. Probably will have to figure something out, or at least roll the dice and see if we're able to take care of that son of a gun. Hopefully we can gain a bit more experience throughout the level here before we have to resort to such desperate measures. And there we go. Estachio, if you could please stand by me on the stairs, and then when your summons come in, let's take you up. Okay, this is not the horrible stairwell, so we can run down and kind of reset this fight to our heart's content. And take Eustachio down with us. Beautiful. Keep dancing around and just hope that we're able to avoid the worst of the summon damage coming our direction. Wujian is also technically on our list of gods to do here. Please, Menkar, before you wake up. Perfect. Holy. Oh, hello, Ellie. I mean, do I hold out for Ashenzari as originally planned, or do we pivot once more here? Give Ellie yet another shot. Who knows how many times we'll end up saying that sentence, but... I mean, generally they do pretty well for us. I do really like the healing. I think the main issue with our last run was being a Vine Stalker, and the Guardian Spirit just removing any real hopes of spamming heal to get through nasty encounters. Which is definitely what we aim for. That's very much what we saw in our Minotaur character. I'm not in a huge rush for piety, so I think for the time being, let's just take a step back. Oof. Grinder, if you could just chill out, please. We got a Potion of Might. Okay, that could be the ticket. Fantastic. I was kind of hoping that the stack of 4 would be something other than one of the heals. And it just kind of worked out for us. Oh me oh my, that's too much confusion. There we go. I'll stop the smiting in its tracks, and the rest shall follow. Holy. Well, it's been interesting. Another Might Potion. Apparently we're just swimming in things here today. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Let us not fall needlessly into ruin, shall we? In fact, if I can just hang out on the stairwell, get some of you near me. Specifically, I was looking for this situation where the priest didn't join us for the adventure, and that went perfectly. Maybe, as long as I don't immediately die to just some simple orc popcorn here, but perfect. Goes about as well as we could have hoped or expected. And holy, okay, well that puts everything into context. The priest alone, just about able to take us out. Not grand. I mean, granted, smiting does play a pretty nasty role at any of these early stages of the dungeon. I was hoping on a robust character like this we wouldn't have quite that level of difficulty, but yes, be ready for anything that the game throws our direction. And did I see any messages? I was scanning as I was spamming the tab key. Don't believe we did. In fact, yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case. Ooh, train rusting nearby. Does mean we should be able to make it into this time portal, providing we're not just locked in an endless onslaught of enemies that are just barely strong enough to bring a level of concern into the mix. Okie dokie. Ooh, we cannot enter from this side, so let's spin around here real quick. Amulet of Regen. Oh, Sigmund. I can just paralyze you, friend. Perfect. Eventually, that trick is going to start to lose its luster, but more than happy to take advantage of it for as long as we possibly can here. Poke away at you, and let's check out our sewer, shall we? Hopefully it's a little more manageable than our last encounter. Oof. I mean, so far, looking a little dicey in the middle there, but ooh, we do get another blinking scroll to make up for our over expenditures on that front so far. Man almighty. These rats have it in for me. At least they're all low HP, so we're able to use Constriction to take care of the problem before it gets too much further out of hand, but yikes. Definitely not what you want to see as you make your way through. Though again, I feel like we almost just have to get used to saying that at this point, because apparently we're struggling with the majority of fights. I guess it is what it is. But not too shabby. An artifact just any day now. I mean, another blinking scroll, also fantastic. In fact, I'll take that for now. And you can hold off on, I was going to say hold off on artifacts in general, but apparently the armor side is going to come our way. We do lose one armor class, but that's not too bad of a mix. And now we can check in on spellcasting once more. Sigatuvi's Dreadful Rod is a spell that I don't know if I've ever cast. Parts of our flesh are turn into a cloud of miasma around us. Will also leave us drained. Interesting. I mean, it might be an okay panic button. That Ignite Poison is coming down real fast as well. So if we can just get fortunate enough to come across like Olgleb's Toxic Radiance or something in that department, that would be wonderful. As we get some decent damage in the reflection against our centaur buddy there, our equine friend. Beautiful. And onwards we go. Okie dokie. Still no economical temple, which I'm hoping this will be the last floor we have to explore without that being the case. I'm definitely in a bit of, you know, sunk cost realm at the moment here because we decided not to worship Ellie when we saw them earlier. And now the only way that that makes sense is if I do in fact find the temple. First goal achieved. Second goal is that we hope Ashenzari is available here. So let's take a peek, shall we? You son of a gun. No Ashenzari to speak of. I mean, oh, do you know what I should have done earlier? I should have worshipped Ellie, because Ellie lets us switch to Ash. As long as you don't switch over to one of the evil gods, I don't think you get any revenge. So this was, again, fantastically mishandled on my part. Probably should have just done so. Again, a little bit of my excuse to throw out there is that I generally don't like swapping gods in this series because I'm trying to make it a tried and true. All our support goes to the one that brings us savior. But it's looking like it might just be another Ellie. Shine one ends in, neither showing up here. Could go with Wu Jian, of course. Wu Jian, Fedhas, Zom, still haven't gone the win with. We're really feeling interesting. Even Sivmuna, if we think that we will be leaning into the casting side, that would also guarantee that we get full selection of spells. Additionally, Divine Exegesis actually makes some of the higher level spells, you know, kind of castable situationally. You know what, Ellie? Even though you've burned me a couple times, again, definitely not at any moment to my own fault. It was all on you. Despite all that, though, I think we will give you one more shot and see how it goes. At least one more shot for now, and then most likely another shot after that, but you gotta put some level of stakes on it, even if you don't plan to uphold them whatsoever. Okie dokie, Staff of Fire. Probably won't be swapping to anytime soon, but nice to have if we do end up leaning a bit harder into the casting side of our upbringing. Son of a gun. Did I already see this through the glass too? And I just... No, I wouldn't have because it didn't pop up on this map, but... Okie dokie, well... I mean, we didn't really use Ellie, so... I've lost my religion. Perfect. Okie dokie. Well, we've gotten the one thing I was aiming for, and then hopefully I don't just immediately die after doing so. Gosh darn it. Oh, Wraith is unaffected. That makes sense. You know what? I'm just gonna go for the low odds. 26% chance. Yikes. Never mind. That was a bad decision through and through. Jeez Louise. Degeneration Potion is the one that we blindly drink as well. See Invisible on this Wraith means the Invisibility Potion won't save us. feeling very clever. That's well and good, but unfortunately, not helping us out at the moment. I'm gonna keep chugging random things and seeing what happens. Potion of resistance. I mean, this is one way to ID everything. Ooh, mutation potion. We end up just getting clarity out of it. Again, if I can, by some miracle, survive here, that's awesome. Maybe I'll just blow your mind a couple of times. It's looking better now, looking like we will be surviving after all. Jeez Louise. Well, this has been a mad dash for the most part here so far. Yikes. What I probably should have done, and will do now, is started to ID stuff a little bit earlier. Teleportation definitely means we head back upstairs. Yikes. A couple of bees, not great for us. I mean, with a bit of constriction, we can hopefully take care of the problem, just barely. And let's head back. Where was that first stairwell? Things were nice and safe here, felt secure in our place in this world. So that is lovely. Okay, we have a decent selection of fear scrolls. Very happy about that. Still a few more IDs, so we can keep burning through more of these. I mean, I guess, fortunately, we were able to do a decent amount of our potion IDing the old-fashioned way, so that's what it is. Oh, and we're just barely able to put on the regeneration before the bee comes out of nowhere to almost ruin our day just on their own. Holy. Okay, back to fighting Jeremiah. Jeez. It has been an interesting start to the run here so far. Maybe it's just been too long. Something smites me. Oh, right. Forgot that you do that, Jeremiah. But let's just keep poking you from afar here, and we can kind of just dance till the cows come home, or the poison catches up with you. That works for me. Can immediately swap into a draining trident. Very happy that we swapped away from Ellie by this stage, otherwise we would be stuck not being able to use this. But instead we get to use what is quite a strong early game upgrade here, so that's beautiful. And even the bees, even a single bee, no longer quite the insurmountable obstacle that they once were. So that's fantastic. Oh me oh my. In fact, now we're back into just full Tabfest territory.